Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Pod and Play here on BossRushGames.com and YouTube.com/BossRushGames. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. I am your host, Corey Deering, and alongside me, as always, is that retro code, Eddie V.
Yo, yo, yo.
Ed, we're playing a game
Yes.
that was really critically acclaimed last year called Astral Chain from Platinum Games, the developer of games such as Bayonetta, The Wonderful 101,
Whenever you're ready.
Anarchy Reigns, Mad World, you know, all those classics. Metal Gear, Rising, Revengeance.
Transformers.
Yeah. Don't bring up the bad ones, Ed. Don't do it.
Transformers was really good.
No, it wasn't. It
That was the
bad.
first one they did for Activision.
No, it was bad. Actually, Legend of
You
Korra
did-
was the first one. Ninja Turtles was the second one, and Transformers was the third one. No, actually, Transformers came out before Turtles. Let's stick to good Platinum.
Transformers was good, Platinum.
No, Transformers was not good.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow. Let's have this talk.
No, War for
Why?
War for Cybertron was way better.
Yes, that one was good. That one was
which
good.
one? The second one was awesome. The first one was pretty good. The second one was awesome. I think Fall of Cybertron was the second one.
Yeah, Fall of Cybertron was the second one. That one was good too. But
Yeah.
that one was a Platinum.
Yeah. So, and Ninja Turtles, boy, that was rough. So, but also Vanquish, another game.
Yes.
Man, what is happening? This thing looks like it's just trying to kill someone. So yeah, we're playing Astral Chain, and it is you know, a game that a lot of people loved last year, and I never got a chance to play it. This is actually my first time playing it. Hopefully I will get to it. It's on my list for this year for my backlog challenge, but also I wanna give it like a shot with like headphones, or you know, playing it on the TV with sound and everything. And I didn't really know what this game was, right? Especially when it was announced and everybody liked it and everything. And I thought it had a cool art style and everything, but then like when I was redoing the intro to Nintendo Power Block, I was watching trailers and stuff of Switch games and specifically first party games, right? And I was watching it and I was like, man, why did I not play this game? It looks awesome. It has cool like character design. It has an awesome looking like detective style thing to it. Like the combat looks like it's really interesting. Like, why didn't I play this game? You know, like why did I not play this game? So I have a lot of platinum games on my list this year to finish. You know, I've started almost all of them. I just haven't finished, you know, any of them. You know, because like I played a lot of Bayonetta 2, but then I went back and I was like, before I finish this, I want to play Bayonetta 1. And Bayonetta 1, as we had that conversation the other day, is very hard to go back to. Like, I mean, it's not very hard to go back to, but you can definitely see like, okay, here's Sega's budget for Bayonetta, and then here's Nintendo's budget for Bayonetta. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You could tell the difference, yeah.
yeah. And so, you know, I do want to finish those games, and I want to finish Vanquish, which is now, I think the 2-pack is on Xbox One and PS4 now. At 4K 60 frames a second. Playing Vanquish at 4K 60, Ed, on my brand new TV is going to be crispy.
I've seen
crispy.
their test results, and frankly,
So,
Doctor.
but what are your thoughts on Astral Chain?
Come close.
I
I've
love
already
this
taken the
game,
liberty
and
of
I
knowing
gotta,
their
I gotta
transfer
state that this is a game. I'm like, Nintendo allowed Platinum to make this. Like, yes, everybody, I know it's kind of very anime-ish, but I'm like, I love, you know, just doing the combos, and it takes a while to learn. I will say that. like, oh, I don't have the right one. It takes a while to learn. Um, with this game, that you get to control, you're controlling your character, while the AI controls your legion uh, that you carry.
Hmm.
And so, or your that you carry through your astral chain. Um, and just the way that this game starts out when you're on a motorcycle and you're shooting, like Platinum could just make that. And I have to say, because I have to bring up near Automata. Um, not that not everything in there Automata is wonderful, um, but it it kind of parts of it feels like a treasure game with some of the shooting, and I'm kind of like, uh, it kind of feels like, where did you guys learn like how to do shooting in a game, like 2D shooting? And so when you're playing the intro to this game, it feels like a great on rail shooter. And you kind of like, I want more shooter stuff like for Platinum
Doctor, you just
after
received
playing it.
reports from the police of
Uh,
a confirmed gate opening
but I
in
remember
Central
like
City.
seeing this at the
All
Nintendo
available
Direct and be
officers have
like,
been
what
sent
the
to
world is
investigate.
this? And
I
we
assume
all
the
thought it was a
plans
different
are no
game, but it
different.
was something. It was this, and it was just
That'll
like
do.
Platinum.
Let's consider this
Like,
their
wait,
field
huh?
test.
Like, and
But
we didn't
sir,
even know that it was in
we haven't
development.
even
They
briefed
just
them
showed
on
the
the
trailer,
project.
and then like 4 months
Never
later,
mind.
it came out.
If they were to fail now,
Yeah.
we couldn't
You know.
use them anyway.
Yeah.
Brenda, human
But it's
can
like
no
it's
longer
very
have
flashy,
more
beautiful
time to
colors.
use
Like
for
it's gorgeous to me. I'm like, a game like this running on Switch. Like, I can't see this being on PlayStation or Xbox at all. I think nobody would have. I think nobody would have picked it up or played it. But like, this is what I call a exclusive. Like, it it fits a it fits the Nintendo platform and nothing else.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm at the motorcycle scene. I'm trying to like. Oh, I got a gun. Okay. 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 Yeah. I mean, I feel like I don't know. I feel like Astral Chain. I don't know. Like the stuff with Platinum recently is like. I don't know. Like with the Wonderful 101 thing and how like it kind of feels like Platinum wants to. I mean, not that I'm like saying like they. I get that they want to do their own thing and like bring their games to other platforms and stuff, which is great. Like I want everybody to play great games, right? And Platinum definitely makes those, right? It just feels like over the last couple years, like their relationship with Nintendo has really changed. Where I don't know, I feel like Nintendo could have locked up Wonderful 101 as an exclusive when they you know, I know it didn't sell well on Switch, but they did publish it on Wii U, right? And like,
Yes.
I don't know, I feel like they could have locked up another exclusive, and they didn't, and I'm really glad that Astral Chain is. But what's the true nature that is Astral Chain eventually going to come to other platforms? You know, and they've been talking about putting Bayonetta on other platforms after their exclusivity window with Nintendo's up. You know, if they want to self-publish, you know, like I want to know what all that is, and I'm kind of sad that their relationship with Nintendo is changing a little bit, because I think Platinum does great work on the Nintendo platform with, you know, with wait, am I not shooting? I am shooting. Okay. I think Astral Chain is a unique example. I think Bayonetta 2, Bayonetta benefited a ton from Nintendo's budget, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think Mad World on the Wii was really interesting when it was doing something unique with black and white and having just red blood and everything. You know, like I think they're doing something really unique. and Astral Chain seems like a lot of people love it. I hope that whatever Nintendo decides to do with what I think there's going to be a sequel, right, to this.
Yes.
You know, I know they had kind of said that they kind of thought of it as like a trilogy, and then I know that was like a mistranslation or something, but some of it's still true. You know what I mean? Like, I would really love to see a trilogy of games on Nintendo take advantage, Platinum take advantage of that. I would really hate to see Nintendo lose Platinum games exclusivity, because I think, not that I don't want other people to play the games, like sorry, I'm trying to get my bearings here. Not that I don't want people to play great games, right? Like I'm all for, you know, if people can play. What's this? Ooh, cool. If people can play games, you know, I don't care where you play them as long as people get to play great games, right?
Yes.
But at the same time, I think having Platinum exclusives really benefits Nintendo by bolstering their library, you know? And it just gives them another finger to point and say, hey, yeah, we have Mario, we have Zelda, we have all these great first-party games, but then we have great second-party support from Platinum, from XYZ developer, you know? And I think Astral Chain and Bayonetta are great things to point at for Nintendo to say, hey, we have these games on our platform. We aren't just the kids machine. We have mature games for mature audiences, right? And yeah, they have Doom and Wolfenstein and stuff, and it's great third-party support, but to have a great second-party relationship with someone,
Yeah.
I mean, before Sony bought Insomniac, look at that relationship. Look how much that benefited both parties, right?
And the thing about that is that everybody was expecting that to happen, because Insomniac already put their stuff on Sony. They never tried to put it on anything else.
They did. They did.
Fuse is a separate case, and I think they were named something else before they became Insomniac. They put something on Sega Genesis.
Well, they put Sunset Overdrive on Xbox.
Yeah, but it was just like during that time when Insomniac was big, they had a chance to put something on GameCube. They had a chance to put something on Xbox, but they never. I think they never went to that lift to try and do it. Like, they never went to Nintendo. I personally think, and this is just my opinion, just looking at how things were at that time. I don't think they went to Nintendo to be like, we would like to put a platformer for you guys on there. Even though you have Mario, we would still like to put something on there. Or they went to Microsoft with the regular Xbox to be like, we want to put like third person or first person shooter. Yeah, you guys have Halo, but we would love for Resistance to be on there and stuff. And Sony is not a development company for video games, so I think they expected that someone like Insomniac to put variety of games on their platform, because they don't really have an in-house development like.
Wait, hold on.
Like Nintendo.
You're saying Sony doesn't have first-party developers?
In-house developers.
They do. Naughty Dog, Horizon, Sony Santa Monica.
But those are places that's out of Sony.
Those are Sony developers.
Right, but they're not in Japan with Sony like Nintendo is. Like, Nintendo has in-house developers.
That doesn't.
I'm separating it from. I'm not saying that they have first party developers, but they don't have like internal developers in Sony in Japan that could make them games like Nintendo does. You know, Nintendo has internal developers that could make stuff like The Legend of Zelda, that could make Mario and stuff like that.
They do though.
But who do they have internally in Japan within Sony?
I mean,
Sony.
I think you just internally doesn't. I mean, I don't know. Let's just continue the conversation. I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to say here, I guess. But.
No. Sony is a sound company. So Sony is all about sound and sound technology, headphones, CD players. They were all about that before they jumped into video games. So they didn't have like a R&D department or a Miyamoto or someone within Sony.
Well, yeah, at the beginning,
within Sony to make video games.
At the beginning, and then they found studios like Naughty Dog and Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Like they famously went out and went to Konami and went to Square to make them games because they didn't have the first party.
And Sony was making Nintendo games was making Nintendo and and Sega CD games back in the day.
Yeah, sorry, I was just confused at what you were saying.
I'm just saying that they don't have, when I mean internal, meaning that within Sony in Japan, within their company, like if you was able to walk into Sony, let's just say they allowed you to come in and visit their studio, their place of business. They don't have actual Naughty Dog within that Sony. Naughty Dog is in California, that's around somewhere. But if you walk into the Nintendo, if they allowed that to happen, it was being escorted, you could see different internal studios making games within Nintendo. Like that. Is what I mean. Because right if you go to Microsoft, I don't know if they have like the coalition or some of their other studios and stuff within that.
I'm still kind of confused at what you're trying to say, but I know like you're talking about like Nintendo specifically has Nintendo R&D 1 and R&D 2 and EAD and like those types of studios.
Yeah,
that's what you're talking about. Whereas Sony's like in-house stuff is more like system based.
Here in America.
Well, I'm just saying like the what their R&D department is more their internal stuff, and then their studios are based elsewhere. I think it's what you're trying to say, because like Sony develops the system there, but they're developing like the games that are developed for PlayStation are all over the world, instead of what like a lot of Nintendo's R&D stuff is what you said, in-house,
like actually in Nintendo, that they're actually developing.
Right. I'm just trying to clarify before somebody starts yelling on Twitter or with YouTube comments. I was just trying to get there before somebody
That's why I'm saying internal developers, because it's within Nintendo the business within themselves in that company that they're making games and stuff. Cause is it Treehouse in Redmond, Washington? Is it Redmond, Washington?
Yeah.
Dad?
Okay.
Put the reunion on hold.
And so, when it comes to working with second party with Nintendo, I think Platinum don't want to ruin that, because I think Platinum has seen what Nintendo can do for them, where in a crazy sense that I feel like this, it was because of Nintendo people come to know who Platinum is as a company, because really nobody was really supporting.
Well, if you look at what they were doing, right? I think a lot of people that played Vanquish hold Vanquish in high regard, right? Like,
Yes.
I think Platinum has that pedigree where you play their games and you can see, what they have to offer and how great they are in terms of developing games, right? Like, okay, Bayonetta 1 didn't sell extremely well, right? But I think people liked where they were going with it, especially when Devil May Cry 4 was kind of a downer, right? And then Bayonetta came out and I think a lot of people liked it better than Devil May Cry 4 at the time. And then Vanquish was something pretty unique, and I know it didn't sell very well either, but I think people still loved, like, that played it, loved it, right? And then you look at what they were doing on Wii, and then, you know, with Mad World was super unique. What else did they do? They did something else on Wii, right? Did they do something else on Wii?
I think just Mad World. I don't think they were doing anything. I don't think they did anything else.
And then,
I know
well,
that
then they did Wonderful 101
on Wii U. Yes.
on Wii U, and then they did Bayonetta 2 and Star Fox Zero for Wii U. And I think a lot of people think of Bayonetta 2 as kind of like their pinnacle, right?
Yes.
Especially now, now we're getting stuff, cool things like Astral Chain and you know, Wonderful 101's coming back with some unique features, and I just think it's gonna, I think it's cool, you know. I think what they're doing is really cool. Oh man, this battle system is really strange. It's hold on, why would I? I'm trying to figure this out and talk at the same time, and I'm gonna level with you. It's rough. I don't really know what I'm doing. But you know what I mean? I think Platinum. I think people, you know, whether they know it or not, like when they think of Platinum, they think of the games they did for Nintendo. You know, I mean, they think of Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. I think it's like the one game that people point to that isn't Nintendo related.
Yes, because that was Konami.
Right. And so, oh, I control it with the right stick. Okay. I'm caught up now. I control this thing with the right stick. Okay. We're caught up. I didn't know I was controlling it with the right stick. I'm used to the right stick being the camera. Okay, now that I'm caught up, I kind of like it. Okay. Yeah, this is cool. But you know, I think Platinum has benefited from Nintendo a little bit. I think they're doing some interesting things. Oh, the other game people think of that we're not mentioning is Nier Automata. People really love Nier. So I mean, they've done some fantastic stuff, and I really hope whatever they're doing with this Kickstarter and whatever Wonderful 101 Remastered is doing, and these 3 other projects as of this time have not been announced yet. You know, we'll probably talk about it when they do. I hope they know what they're doing, and I have faith in them, right? Like I think they know what they're doing, you know. So.
I do too. I mean, I have faith in Platinum. That I think for me is that it's who are people going to support when their games come out, and meaning that will you support a Nintendo Platinum game, or would you support a Square Enix Platinum game, or
well, I mean, we'll see with Babylon's Fall, right? That's their next game, right? It's coming.
Yeah.
Or unless they have something to announce on Bayonetta 3, which I doubt it. Actually, I think Wonderful 101 is coming out in April. They said.
Yeah.
So that work's probably
28th.
already been done. They're just trying to like finish it. I think.
Like does okay, of course a lot of people love their Automata. But how did people like end up liking it? Was it because of the music? Was it because
I think it was because of the story. Honestly, like I think the game, because it doesn't have like a really fast-paced combat system from what I remember. You know, like I think it's about the story and the like replaying the game and really trying to. Oh boy, what just happened? It's a cutscene. Okay. You know, I think what people remember about it is the replayability and the endings and the way the story changes in, like, once you replay it, like you play from a different perspective, you know. So I think that's think that's what people remember from it. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
No, I think.
Sorry, this cutscene's just really cool. I want to see what happens. I don't know. I think Platinum has benefited for sure for the games they've developed for Nintendo specifically. And I really hope that they have a working relationship in the future, because that's how they've always done first party stuff, right? For people, or the third party stuff that they have done with like Square and Sega has really had I don't know, it just seems like everything they do has at least a positive thing to it, except for the games they did for Activision, which were Korra and Turtles and Transformers. But they did those games so they could keep the studio open, right? They have to have those projects that keep them open so they can work on their passion projects.
And I think Activision, because I feel like Activision went to Platinum because of the success of Bayonetta 2, or how they rated the reviews where it was going. Not so much for the sales or anything, but how that game just came out and it's the game of the year for a lot of places. People couldn't deny how almost perfect that game is. And just it really captures people's attention. It was the thing, people give praise to Nintendo for allowing Platinum to do it, but people were hating Nintendo because Platinum was exclusively doing it for Nintendo. After we started to hear all the stories and stuff, and I think after that happened, Activision just like, well, if they're getting a high buzz and high praise, let's get them to make some games for us. And so that's why I feel like that Transformer game was just like, okay, this is a Platinum game, and it's good. It's decent. But, like, what happened with Ninja Turtles? What happened to The Legend of Korra? Like, a lot of people just kind of felt like
Activision probably gave them 9 months to develop a game instead of, 2 or 3 years. So, I mean, you look at Bayonetta 3, right? Where it's like, Bayonetta 3, it's going on since it was announced. Almost, I think this is the third year. So
yeah,
and they've probably been working on it for a while. Probably like 4 or 5 years. I want to say. I'm sure by the time it comes out, because they want it to be perfect, and I know Nintendo wants it to be perfect. And
and like I said, I feel like Nintendo gave them. You'd be like, hey, do what you guys do best, but we are going to check in for performance. We are going to, Q&A this and really test this. We're going to probably give you guys some guidance and stuff on what could be better. But other than that, it's up to y'all to do whatever y'all want to do. Here's the money.
Yeah.
And I feel like Sony and Microsoft weren't doing that. Like, of course, we have the thing with Scalebound, but it was just like, was it we still trying to figure out, was it Platinum's fault or was it Microsoft's fault? And there are stories out there, about that. I kind of feel like I think Platinum was too ambitious for a game like that, instead of really focusing on what they want to do. And I think Microsoft weren't really checking up on them to say, hey, we got to give you guys, we got to give you guidance, and we got to keep you guys focused. And I think they both were working together for that game not to happen and stuff. Because it had a cool premise, and it had cool CGI, but it was just like, no, we need you guys to actually design a game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think what Platinum's doing for Nintendo. I think like I kind of said earlier, I think Nintendo kind of views it as a prestige title more than like this is going to sell 6 million copies, right? I think it's just a bullet point to say, hey, we offer these games on our system, and Nintendo not that they're going to lose money on Bayonetta or Astral Chain, right? Because Astral Chain's clearly sold super well. It sold over almost 2 million units, which is
I've been waiting for you.
pretty good for a platinum game, right? Like at least in the first year or so, right? I think Nintendo would rather risk losing money on a prestigious title to have at this point to point and say, hey, we have this game on our system, than, you know, like Activision is all about making money, right?
Yes,
They've been very
make it a quick buck when it comes out.
Yeah, sorry if that sounded kind of confusing, everybody. My point was, like, Activision is about making money, where, you know, Transformers, I think, and Ninja Turtles were made in less than a year. Right? Less than a year to create those games. And now, granted, some people enjoy that Transformers game quite a bit. I didn't really care for it. The Ninja Turtles game was interesting, to say the least.
I have no PlayStation 4.
But look, they sold because of the IP that are attached to them, right? I think they said Transformers and Ninja Turtles are Platinum's 2 best-selling games of all time, which is sad because they're definitely the worst games they've made. Or I would say, at least for Transformers, it definitely kind of not up there with Bayonetta and Vanquish for sure. And then Ninja Turtles was something that I think a lot of people want to forget about. But you know,
that and Legend of Korra.
But like, imagine if they made a Ninja Turtles game with the budget of Bayonetta instead of, you know, less than a year, right? Like, I think that's the difference in the quality of the product that you're getting with a Nintendo or a Square published Platinum game than with an Activision one.
That's
Yes.
how we were able to detect
And I
it in the
agree.
first place.
Sorry, I'm really into this art style for some reason of this game.
The chimeras dragged countless victims back to their dimension.
It's just
Their
like
corruption tainted the land
the
itself,
leader dude is like,
with most of the planet
I don't know,
uninhabited
just like the cell shading on his face looks really interesting.
to this artificial
Yeah,
island we call
I think what I and
We thought
this
we
is
were
and this
safe.
is what I could definitely say about Platinum and even Ninja Theory is that, of course, we had Kobe Tecmo, we have Ninja Theory, and we have Platinum.
facing down the end of the world.
3 of the top
I refuse to accept
tier developers when it comes to
blood.
action style fighting or beat 'em ups, if you want to consider it as that, and they each
Ultimate
felt
counter-chimeric
different.
weapon.
I think
The neurologically
Kobe
synced
Tecmo
captured chimeras
was
became
losing the battle, even though they had Ninja Gaiden, but Ninja Gaiden was too hard for technical reasons and like
to the Legion. The Legion
design reasons. Like, it was designed to be hard, and it didn't have to be that way. You know, Platinum came from Clover, who worked on Okami and Vita for Joe, who had an idea that we could make action and fun games in these styles. And so, crossing that over after leaving Capcom, they were just like, we know how to make some fun games, and we know how this genre work and our gameplay mechanics. So let's make that for the people who are missing out. And then Ninja Theory, they were just like, we know how to make action games, but we know how to make it cinematic. We know how to tell a story, and you know, use all of this big Hollywood style and Hollywood feel directing and creating art games. So each of them, they had their own thing, and each of them were able to kind of see, like, when it comes to the actual fighting, they had a lot of that locked down. They knew what they were doing, in a sense. And I don't feel like there's no other developers who could do that nowadays. You know, yes, we still have Ninja Theory, we still have Kobe Tecmo, we still have Platinum, but what out of those 3, who else is making an action style game that we could dial in combos, really learn the system, get really deep in, and be amazed. If it's not a fighting game,
Time to get to know your legion.
then who's doing it?
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I know
There's a train
Koei
road
Tecmo,
downstairs. We'll go there
I mean,
before
Neo
dark.
2's coming out soon, right? Like,
I'll call the others.
I know it's not exactly a combo-driven action game, but they said that they do know what fans want from the next Ninja Gaiden, and that they are, I think they're planning on
Do me a favor
something
and get
with
him
that,
in the
right?
roof,
Like,
will
I
ya?
think they're planning on
I
something
bet
with
you'll
that
find him
IP.
up on the roof.
And then, like, we did our
I'll head
first
downstairs and set up the training
episode
room.
of the
See you
season
there.
was Devil May Cry 5, and that game does that very well. But like
Open up the
you
menu
said,
to
what
get the
else
goddess,
really
you'll
is
find a
there
map of
besides
the station.
what Platinum's
Might come
doing?
in handy if you get
right?
lost.
And like everybody would probably would say, well, Santa Monica had God of War, but God of War
That's
is
not a
simple,
it's not a combo-driven action game anymore.
right?
Like that, like those original games, I would say, yeah, sure, you can toss people up in the air and pull off combos, and like it was a very simple combo.
It was simple, yes.
But like I would still kind of consider that, because it was super fast paced. You could launch people up in the air, you could do air combos, you had extra weapons that you could like switch in and out, right? Like I think it was that, but also like it was, I wouldn't, it's weird because like the way Ninja Gaiden played or the way Devil May Cry plays are definitely different than the way God of War plays, but they still feel similar, That's
Yes.
that's I would put that there, but I don't know anymore, man. I think Platinum is doing something special with these games, and I hope whatever they decide to do next, whether Microsoft allows them to continue Scalebound or not. Like I know that that's not happening, but you know what I mean. Like if whatever they're trying to do next is I hope they succeed, because self-publishing is hard.
It's hard.
It's definitely an odd way to go about things. So,
And you kind of still, of course, they still need the support of outside sources like Nintendo and Sega and whoever wants to work with them. But they gotta realize that, hey gamers, if you guys really want to see more of our stuff or just want to see more, keep us as a company afloat, you gotta support our games. We hopefully that you guys will buy them stuff. And it's sad to say that a lot of people, there are still some action stylics players like me, but because of the soul genre being so big, how do you capture those audience members to play some of their games?
I think that's where Neo kind of straddled the line, right? Where like they still wanted people to say, hey, this, like, it provided the challenge of a Souls game without actually being a Souls game, I think. And that's why I think people really liked it.
What can I do for you?
At least in my opinion. But
Thank you for looking. Are you looking?
yeah, I don't know. But Ed, we're approaching the 45-minute mark of the episode. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
I really love Platinum. I enjoy their games. I didn't own a 360, but when I got my Wii U, I did buy Bayonetta 2. It started with Bayonetta 1, and when I realized that they were ex-Clover developers, I really want to support them all, and I think they make terrific games. Yeah, not everything is a major hit with them, but I think we need their games. We need their design and their creativity, because like I love games from Japan. I still love games from America, but I love that this is stuff that comes from Japan no one in America could do, in a sense. And I really hope that with them going self-publishing and in the future, I really hope people who own any console, wherever Platinum put their games on, I really hope that people go out and support them, because I would love to see more work from them and stuff. I'm going to be a big supporter of them until they close their doors.
Yeah.
But Astral Chain, if you guys have a Nintendo Switch, definitely get it. If you're curious about it, rent a copy, go to a friend's place, and try it out. Watch some videos, read some reviews, even watch the Nintendo Direct when they first announced it. I really want people really to try out this game.
Yeah.
So that's the call.
Yeah, like I said, or like Ed said, if you have a Switch or something, like, even if you don't have a Switch and you're seeing this, like, go support the, like, if you have an Xbox One or PS4, go buy the Bayonetta Vanquish collection. I think it's only $30.
Yeah, and if you got Steam, get it there too.
Yeah, and if you have a PlayStation and not a Switch, buy Wonderful 101 when it comes out. Platinum is a special studio, and I we have, we did Okami, which was made by Clover, which is, a lot of that team moved over to Platinum, and we did a Bayonetta 2 pod and play during our very first season that we ever did this, right? Like,
Yes.
we have a lot of love for Platinum, and even if you don't like enjoy every game they put out, there's always something that's special about the game, and
That goes for me too.
I think
Sorry.
now more than ever, I think is they're gonna do some of their most creative work to date because of the position they're in.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, we're gonna get out of here. I want to thank everybody for watching this episode of Pod and Play. Remember, you can find an episode every Saturday through the first weekend of April. Our first season will conclude then, and then we will have a second season coming soon after that. It is a seasonal show, so remember to like, subscribe, and share, and click that bell for updates on Pod and Play. Remember to download our podcasts, the Boss Rush Podcast, Nintendo Power Block, and Arsenal X, our Xbox podcast. Like, subscribe, and share. Check out all of our content on BossRushGames.com. I want to thank everybody for watching, and we will see you next week.
Bye, everybody.